What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be business and all the ways that we can raise your empire up from the ground there, Taurus. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling good, just good vibrations all around here. Now with this spread, I'm going to be pulling 10 cards, and I'll be getting clarification as need be. And of course, a good old surprise card at the end, so don't you worry, Taurus. And in case you all were curious, bringing back an OG deck here, the deck that started this channel all off. Good old Aleister Crowley's Stealth deck. And I included a link for this one and other decks that I like using in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Taurus. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to be the current situation. So, Higher Self, what is the current situation for Taurus at this time? Let's see, where's Taurus at currently in business? Let's see what's been going on in your realm there. Yeah, okay. Nice. You got the Queen of Wands here. And so I feel like with the Queen of Wands coming up, I feel like maybe we're in this place right now where we're kind of, maybe we've got maybe work has kind of been throwing some curveballs at us, and we need to be kind of adaptable, because that's what the Queen of Wands in this deck is for me. She's my cool as a cucumber card here, because under whatever situation it is, you know, let's say we're in like if we're in like a high-paced environment, if, for example, you know, even when, you know, we're kind of in the weeds right now, you know, Queen of Wands, she dodges that stuff like a pro. She's like, all right, what do we do next? What do we do next? What do we do next? Done. And that's how she operates here. And so I feel like hopefully, you know, if we've been kind of in that thing, we've been navigating stuff like a boss here. If not, maybe we're at this place right now. Maybe there's like some growth if we're starting our own business. Maybe we've seen like a boom and we've needed to kind of like adapt to the growth and all of that. Or maybe there's been an increase at our current job. You know, I'm getting a feeling of just like maybe things have business has been increasing a little bit here. You know, we've been working, been hustling a little bit more here. But let's get a little bit more on this Queen of Wands. Let's get yeah, just a touch more on that. Higher Self, can we clarify the Queen of Wands, please? Yeah, just want to, yeah, let's get just a touch more there on that one. Oh, Taurus. You got the sun here. And so I feel like maybe this thing that we're doing here, at least I hope we're having fun while we're doing this here. Because that's what the sun is about. The sun is Bay. I mean, look at that. How can we not be excited every time that pops up here? And you know what? If we're in this place, because you know what, maybe for some, you know, that might be the instance, you know, maybe things are going well, you know, things have been booming, we're working, it's all been sunshine. But maybe for some others, maybe, you know, maybe we've been trying to get to the sunshine here, but we've been just having to be on all the time. Maybe we've been working nonstop here, and it's starting to wane down on our sunshine here. We're trying to figure out, like, you know, what are we even doing at this point here? So if that's where we kind of might be resonating to, you know, it might just be figure out what ways can we get this sunshine back, Taurus. So, you know, that's if we've been feeling like we've been working too hard or something along those lines. Yeah, figure out how to adapt to this situation, you know, how to make that work for you, you know, how to fix that thing, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. She's the Queens represent water and the Wands represent fire. So she's working with two contradictory elements here, but she knows how to make that thing work. You know, she's feeling this stuff out. She's finding her sunshine here, and when she finds that thing that gives her that you know, gives her that feeling of happiness here, then she's taking that fire energy and she's going out there and getting it. So, you know, depending on where you're at in this thing, you know, definitely take it as it resonates. But, I'm hoping we're on that former end of that. Things have been good. We've been working and we're happy doing what we love. But let's get to your second card here. Let's find out a little more about this story here, because the second card is going to be what challenges you might be facing at this time. So higher self, what is the current challenge for Taurus at this time? Let's see what hurdles you might be running into at this time, Taurus. Okay. You got the Eight of Wands here. And so that's kind of, that's sort of what I was talking about with those. Maybe if we've been feeling like a little, like spread a little too thin. Maybe things have been coming a little too fast, as far as this, whatever is going on with work. Maybe there's been this this increase at work, whether it's your own or you're working for someone, and maybe that's gotten to this place of anxiety here, because that's what the Eight of Wands definitely can mean for me here. And the Eight of Wands is like a card of swiftness, a card of messages and things of that, but it can also be a card of too much force applied too quickly. So maybe for some, I feel like if we own our own business, for example, maybe we were so excited to get this thing off the ground. We got into motion, things were going smooth, and then maybe there was like an uptick, an increase in demand that we didn't anticipate here. And now we're at this place where it's like, we're still happy doing what we love, but maybe we're starting to feel that pressure a little bit. And that's fine, Taurus. That's to happen. The Queen of Wands, when you look at her under her picture here, she's got these flames that are cooking underneath her fire here. And you would think that, like, girl, you may want to do something about that, but she is. Don't worry. I feel like it's one of those, don't get caught up in the fact that all of this is happening. It's like when you find yourself in the weeds, it's like take a moment and just stop. That's the best thing to do. It's like, okay, what is priority right now? That's that, and then work it down the list, Taurus, because I feel like that's what Queen of Wands would do. And I feel like if we want to kind of get ahead of this thing and kind of get more get control over this situation here, definitely just kind of prioritize. We need to get these wands in order here, and make sure that we're checking in with ourselves here, because sometimes when we get wrapped up in trying to put out all these fires here, we forget about our happiness in between all this. We might lose that sunshine here. So make sure that when you're done checking in with these fires, make sure to check in with yourself occasionally. Make sure, like, okay, am I good? Am I good to handle any more fires today, or is there some stuff that I need to put off till the next day, or is that tomorrow's me's problem? So take that, definitely apply this as it goes to your situation here. But I feel like that's going to be the best way to deal with when you got that kind of like electric energy coming in real fast. So let's get to your third card here, which is where you'll find some help at this time. So higher self, where is it that Taurus can find some help with this situation here? Let's see. What are some ways that you can get some assistance with this, Taurus? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is exactly what I was talking about, Taurus. The Hanged Man. When you find yourself in a situation that you're spread all over the place, that is the quickest way to get to a Hanged Man situation here, because then we start doing like at some point, if we keep operating in this energy all the time, it is going to burn us out. And then at some point, in a loving way, the universe is going to come through. Higher selves are going to come through and just like, Taurus, that's enough. we need to stop for a second, because this is not working. You're getting to this place of where we're starting to affect our sunshine, and when Bay is starting to get affected, we need to talk about this thing. So I feel like that's where you're going to find some support, is pausing, and maybe even if because whether you own your own business or you're working for a company, it may be time to start delegating some things. And I know that's hard. I feel like sometimes we get to this place of where we're like, well, if we want the job done right, we got to do it ourselves. Well, sometimes if we want the job done right, we have to trust that others are going to bring it just how we bring it, and making sure that we know that we have that team that we can trust there, that we know that's going to put in that same amount of initiative that we are. And if we don't have that support system, let's say, for example, if you don't have that in the corporation that you're working for, address that. Talk to your manager, talk to your boss, be like, yo, I need to be on an A team, because right now I'm working with a bunch of B and C team people right now. They don't care. They're not bringing the same passion here. I love what I'm doing, but if this thing is not, if we're not going to accommodate me, then I need to, think about some other options here. And if you're owning your own thing, you can just go ahead and handle that. If people aren't bringing it, then if they're not, you delegate and then they're like resisting you still, you know what to do, Taurus. But yeah, that's where I feel like you're going to find the most kind of support here. It's just really just kind of taking a second and stepping back and just really kind of reevaluating and then prioritizing. That's why I feel like it's going to be the name of the game here. But let's get to your fourth card here, which is going to be some long-term gains. So higher self, what are going to be some long-term gains for Taurus at this time? Let's see. Let's see what happens in the long term. Now we're kind of getting eyes on this thing. We're delegating. Where's this going from here? Nice. Ace of Swords here. And that's what I'm talking about. I feel like you're going to get that clarity again. Because, when you're in this state of you're running around, frazzled and all that stuff, you're constantly on, that can affect our judgment here. But when we start figuring out how to, again, delegate and kind of really kind of prioritize this energy here, that's what's going to come. That's a skill that's coming here, Taurus. And that's going to serve you wonders in business. And in whatever aspect that looks like for you, climbing that ladder, starting your own, you're going to need this clarity here. And keep in mind too, this Ace of Swords here, this is one of my cards. With great power comes great responsibility. So it's one thing to know this stuff here, but if we're not putting it into practice, then this is just going to work against us here. We just got a nice sword that's sitting on the wall there, but we gotta do something with this thing. We gotta take action. We can't just stay in this. I mean, you can stay in this hanged man as long as you want to, Taurus, and I'll hang right there with you. But at some point, we do need to address these things, because otherwise, it's just going to get worse, and then you know what? Then we're in a tower moment, and it's a whole thing. And so, we like tower moments, but we like tower moments that are in our control here. So, in the way that we can control tower moments if we can. But let's go ahead and get to your fifth card here, which is going to be some short-term gains. So higher self, what are some short-term gains for Taurus at this time? Let's see what we can expect in the immediate future. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, okay. Oh, interesting. You got the Five of Swords here, Taurus. And this has been kind of popping up quite a bit here. And I feel like with this kind of popping up, I feel like if we keep at the pace that we're going, then that's how we are going to end up feeling defeated in all of this. But I feel like the short-term gain is that you're realizing that this is within your control here. When we're in that hot electric energy at the time, it can feel like just everything is just like you're frazzled. You're not on your game here, and you can feel like you're losing in this thing. But again, I do feel like once we really start to get that clarity here, as we start developing that Ace of Swords and start coming out of this hanged man situation, we're going to realize that this whole thing, we set this up for ourselves. We put ourselves in this box here to think that we couldn't overcome this thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like what's coming with that is that you're going to realize that you've not been defeated by this thing. You are more than this situation here, and that's going to rise you up. But let's get I want to get just a touch more on that. Higher self, can we clarify the Five of Swords, please? Yeah, let's clarify this Five of Swords right here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got the Eight of Cups here. And so, yeah, I feel like, again, it's about taking that action. And once you start taking action, then all of this stuff here, this here are for these gains, these are for me, these are strengths waiting to be discovered. These are some of my mindfulness cards here. And so I feel like once you realize, once you start taking action, that you're going to realize that you haven't been defeated in this thing. You're only defeated when you stop moving, when you allow yourself to get overwhelmed by this thing and then things start getting out of control. So that's where that's what I'm getting with these short-term gains here. So let's go ahead and move into your sixth card, which is going to be some strengths. So let's get ourselves geeked up here, Taurus. Because higher self, what are some strengths that Taurus is working with at this time? Let's see. Let's see what some strengths that you're working with, Taurus. And sorry if it's getting dark over here. You're my last reading of the day. So, yeah, we're burning daylight here. Ooh. Look at you, Taurus, going out there and getting it. You know, that's what the Knight of Swords is about. You know, Knight of Swords is taking that clarity and then taking action. You know, seeing that this is within you got this. You know, so I feel like that is remember that, Taurus, that when you're feeling doubts, you know, if you're not sure that this is too much, again, pause, breathe. You know, this is air energy here. This is Gemini's card here, and I like that. You know, Gemini's has that duality, dual nature here. So you can think about this situation one way, that, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed. What am I going to do? Or you can take it as okay, these are my challenges here. I'm going to tackle blah 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 blah, and that's where. That's what this strength is about here. And I feel like that's what you're working with. It's just, again, realizing that you do have that. And then, look at that, your sword is just getting that much sharper there. So that's, I dig that, Taurus. Now let's get to some weaknesses here. Because, you know, we want to see where we can do some refinement. So, higher self, what are some weaknesses that Taurus is working with at this time? What are some ways that, yeah, let's see, what are some ways that we can, improve here? Yeah, okay. Nice. You got the Ace of Cups here. And I feel like that's interesting with this popping up here. I'm wondering, you know, with this weakness, because the Ace of Cups for me is a card of fulfillment. You know, this is the ultimate fulfillment right here. This is the thing this is like, you filled your cup up, and it's like expanded to your universe here. So I'm wondering with this weakness with this thing that you may be doing currently right now. Do you love this thing, Taurus? And ask yourself that, and be truthful with this thing, because I feel like sometimes it's one thing to have the stresses of, you know, just kind of like work and stuff like that. But when we get into these kind of energies here, you know, I feel like because this is for me, for this to be like a short-term gain, I feel like we're almost like having to talk ourselves into, to almost like trying to convince ourselves that we really love this thing when that kind of popped up here. So I'm wondering if with this weakness, if that we've been putting our passion on the back burner because maybe we're worried more about, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know, being concerned about like stability, because that's what I was going to say, if we were worried about stability and whatnot. But at some point, you know, you get to this place that like, how much money is going to be enough? You know what I mean? And then at what point is that worth sacrificing what fulfills you, what makes you happy at the end of the day? So I feel like that's something this is something I feel like you really might need to sit with, you know, really take some time and figure that out, Taurus, because that's pretty deep there. Let's clarify that. Higher self, can we clarify the Ace of Cups here? Yeah, because that's oddly profound, I feel like, for a weakness there. I feel like maybe, and this could be something maybe you're thinking about down the line, but let's get a little bit more on that. You got the Eon card here, Taurus. And so I feel like with this, maybe we're at this place, maybe we're thinking about maybe we're almost at this place where we've had enough. Maybe we're thinking about closing the chapter on this stuff here, because that's what the Eon card is about. It's about kind of coming to a close on some things, and then you know, getting ready for a new chapter here. So I feel like this is something that again, you know, take it as it resonates, but if this is something that you might been kind of flirting with the idea of, maybe it might be time for like a change or something along those lines, I say sit with that and figure that out, because now you got clarity over here. You got clarity for days. Figure out if this is enough for you right now, because maybe this thing is happy. Maybe you're happy in the sense that like you're happy that you have the financial security, the financial stability, but if it's sacrificing your you're only getting a piece of the sun, if that's the case. I hope that makes sense. I feel like there's something more that might need to be looked into, but definitely take that as it resonates, Taurus. But let's go ahead and get into your 8th card here, which is what to focus on at this time. So higher self, where should Taurus be focusing on at this time? Let's see, what are some things that Taurus should be focusing on in the present here? Aha! You got the Star card here. And I like that. I feel like it's just like remembering that there's hope in all of this. We know whatever degree you're in this thing, in that. It's just to focus on that this isn't just happening just cause. Everything is happening for a reason, Taurus. And just remembering that. And then this also is a card too, when I was talking about if we need to delegate or anything along those lines. This is a card of unexpected hope here. So you know what? Like I was saying, maybe might be time to kind of like trust the people, the team around you, whether this is a team you've hired or this is a team that you're working with here. Trusting that they got you, that you can, that if you need a second, that things aren't just going to just fall by the wayside if you step out for a little bit, or if you need to go get yourself together, Taurus. So I feel like that's nice. And just remember that you're not alone in this thing. You don't have to shoulder this whole thing by yourself here. Let's get to your 9th card here, which is what to focus on in the future. So higher self, what is it that Taurus should be focusing on in the future? Let's see what are some things that you should be focusing on in the future, Taurus. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, baby. And that's absolutely, and I feel like this is more than just like your abundance here. That is definitely like abundance in like your money here. That's definitely a factor. But this is about your destiny, your legacy. What kind of impact are you trying to have on the world here? That's what you want. You want to think big as humanly possible here. Don't sell yourself short. Sometimes I feel like we can get to a place where we kind of compromise, where it's like, okay, yeah, I want to own like 12 companies, but I'm okay with this little like mom and pop shop, for example. That was a poor example, but you see what I mean? And again, there's nothing wrong with mom and pop shop. If that's your Wheel of Fortune, make sure you're going out there and doing the best that you can at that thing. Give that thing your all. If that's what's calling you, do it. But it's just like, focus on that thing that is going to fulfill you wholly, not just in like one aspect. We want to get all that life has to offer here for us here, Taurus. We just don't want to get caught up in just like the material things. There's more to that than that. Wow. Okay, let's finish up. I'm running out of light and I'm running out of words here. So Let's get to your last card here, which is going to be some opportunities. So higher self, what are some opportunities that are coming in for Taurus right now? Because, yeah, I'm not even sure what that's about. Ooh, I'm with it. You got the 2 of Swords here. And I feel like with all this, you know what, let's switch back over where I got a little more light here. With this two of Swords here, this is a card of peace. It's a card of balance, card of just like, you've gone through some tough times here and now we can just kind of take a break, that relief from this anxiety here. And I feel like, once figuring out what this destiny is, this legacy that you're trying to impact on the world, once we have that figured out, because there's Taurus, I feel like for some of you, there was something here with this Ace of Cups, Eon, Fortune here. Like this got like kind of deeper towards the end of things. So I just feel like that there's more for you here. Libra kind of had like a similar type of thing. It's like, this is cool. If this is what your jam is, where you're at currently, and this is filling up all your cups, and this has got you, this is your pocket of sunshine here, then you know what, again, take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. But I feel like for some others, there's something more here, and I feel like we're hoping that this isn't just it. Yeah, I'm not even sure that unpacking that can be a whole other reading in itself. But definitely when you have some time with that Taurus, if we're not been feeling that fulfillment, or if there's even been like the slightest like question mark or inkling that you might want more, explore that, because you deserve that. You deserve everything that life has to offer. It's just go out there and go get it, Taurus. Okay, so I think I'll leave that there. That was I think that was pretty solid. Hopefully that made sense for you there. And again, I'm sorry about the light thing. You're my last one of today, and I was like, the reading was going so smooth, and I was just like, do I really want to just stop here? It's like, nope, we're gonna power through it, Taurus. So yeah. Hopefully that doesn't affect you from giving that a good old thumbs up. And share this thing. If you know someone, because maybe you're doing solid, but maybe you know someone else with Taurus in their placements, or someone who may be going through this thing, who might have had that question mark. Share this with them. Let's raise that vibration, Taurus. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release new videos every day. And then if you have any like Cancer placements in your chart, or maybe some of your people, part of your team might be Cancers, take it as it resonates. Come check out the Chariot and Friends. I cover everything Cancerian energy. We do discuss lunar shenanigans. It's really cool. Oh, and I'm on Facebook too, and all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise card so I can get you out of here. Nice. You got the Prince of Swords here. And so I feel like with this, I just ultimately, kind of like what I was saying before, if we're cool with where we're at, let's just try to get the reins on things. Let's try to get this stuff under our control here, because I feel like where this energy, how we kind of started off here, that is very Prince of Swords. He's a very smart figure, but if there's too much going on here, then we're just sort of like, and that's, Prince of Swords might get a little, he takes a second to buffer sometimes when he's overwhelmed. For some others, this thing, that more, that fulfillment, that extra, if there's something you're looking for here, I say explore that, look into that, because there are options aplenty, and don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed by the options here. If there's something more, go out there and get it, and find a way to make that mold around your world here, Taurus, because you have the tools to do it. And it's going to be, you don't have to get it figured out overnight, but it is something that if you get if you find something, let's plant that seed and just start, baby steps, take it at your own pace, I'm gonna be just like with the Hanged Man, I'm gonna be along with you along this journey here. So, you got Soul Tribe's got your back. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. So, stay safe out there, Taurus, and you keep raising that vibration, and I will catch you on the next one later.